Hey guys, so for time purposes, my brows are already done as I wiggle them at you. And I apologize. I was trying to show you guys what I put on my face beforehand, but it was totally not in focus at all. So I will definitely leave everything that I use on my face in order in the description below so you know exactly. But that was just a Oil Control Lotion by MAC and a Smashbox primer. So here I'm just priming my eyes with the Urban Decay primer potion and getting that all over the lid and also right underneath just to prevent creasing when I add my concealer. Next I'm going to use the NYX Jumbo pencil in Milk and just put that all over the lid and all the way up, almost right up to the brow bone, and blend that out really good just to give my colors a base to pop off of. I wanted them to really show up really well for this look. Next, I'm using a medium brown color. I'm sorry it doesn't have a name. It's out of my BhCosmetics 120 palette. And if you have that palette, it's the bottom row to the far right, that brown color that's right there. That's the color I use to just use as a transition to get all in there as a transition color. And then on my lid, I use the Maybelline Color Tattoo in Bold Gold all over my mobile lid, and I just got that all over as kind of using it as a base for my next color because I wanted it to really stand out and be really gold and shimmery and pretty. So this next color that I'm putting on is by MAC and it's called Woodwinked, and I'm putting that all over where I put the color tattoo, except for like that very inner corner of my eye. I left the color tattoo there without covering it with this color. Just getting that all over so it pops. Next I use another matte color and it's called Embark, and it's a darker brown color, and I use that just to blend out that gold color, and I put it a little bit into the V in that outer third part of my eye, and just blended it between that gold color and my transition color. Then I went into my Naked 2 palette and I used Blackout just to intensify that outer V area, and I just swept it in there really good and took it just a tiny bit into my crease, but not too much. Then on my brow bone, I used, again from the Naked 2 palette, the color is called Foxy, and I used that to highlight all under my brow, really to set my concealer highlight that I use. And then just in the high point right there, I used Ricepaper, and it's also by MAC. Then I used my fluffy brush with no extra product added and just blended all those colors together so nothing was harsh. And then in my tear duct, I used Ricepaper by MAC to highlight that inner tear duct area. Next, I used my NYX Jumbo pencil in Black Bean, and I put that all in my waterline and all along my lower lash line to just smoke it out. Then I used an angled brush to just smudge it and blend it, and then I drug it up to create like the bottom part of my winged eyeliner. Then on top, I very thinly lined my top lash line with, it's called, gosh, what is that called? It's a super skinny eye marker, yeah, by NYX. Then for my concealer, I used the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, and I believe it's in 30, yeah, and a Beauty Blender-ish kind of knockoff, I guess, sponge from Target. And I apologize, I'm out of frame here, but I was just kind of tapping it, not wiping, just tapping motions all under my eye. And then with my MAC blending sponge, I applied Nye's powder in Topaz to set my concealer. And then I did the same thing down the bridge of my nose and on my forehead. And the same process, using that fake beauty blender to distribute that product. And spread it and blend it out down the bridge of my nose and my forehead. And then with the extra that was left, I just went over my Cupid's bow and the center of my chin. And again, using my MAC blending sponge to set that with the Nye Topaz powder. Then with the other end, or I'm sorry, not yet. Just kidding. Doing the same thing, just setting that Cupid's bow and my center of my chin. Then with a fluffy brush with no product on it, I just use it to knock off that excess powder underneath my eye area. And now with the other end of that blending sponge, I use my Skin Toned Color Concealers by MAC. It's the Studio Finish Concealer. And I just muted out those few dark spots that I have on the side of my face. I don't really use foundation. This is all I do. Concealer to highlight under my eyes if I'm going out, and you know, conceal those dark marks with my skin tone colored concealer. And then same process again, I'm knocking off that extra powder with my fluffy brush, still no product on it yet, just to get any extra off. And now I'm setting that concealer with that same brush. Now it has MAC's Mineralized Skin Finish in Deep Dark, I believe is the color. Either dark or deep dark. I'll put it in the description. And I just set my entire face and also go over those highlighted areas just to make sure there's no harsh lines and that it's not too bright. So using that to kind of filter those lines a little bit, smudge them out, I guess. And then here I'm just showing you where I'm about to contour. I actually have really high cheekbones, and I was showing that I kind of have a dark contour area already. My skin is darker in that area, so it's pretty easy for me to find where to contour. I really don't need to, but I like to. I like to give it a little extra. And then down the bridge of my nose, I'm using Benefit's Watts Up Soft Focus Highlighter just to highlight the bridge of my nose. And then on my cheeks, I'm using MAC's Mineralized Skin Finish in Gold Deposit. And I'm also going to take that right down the bridge of my nose as well, just to give a little extra. And also across my forehead and the center of my chin and my Cupid's bow. Here I'm using a couple colors from my LaFemme Blush palette. I cannot remember the names. I believe one of them was red, just red. And then I mixed it with another color, and I'm sorry, I can't remember the name of it. I think it was a purplish color. If I remember, I'll put it in the description below. And here I'm just showing you the finished face before lips. And this could totally be rocked just like this, but I wanted to amp it up a little bit. So I'm lining my lips with MAC's liner in Nightmoth. And then one of my favorites, my favorite red, Ruby Woo by MAC. I'm gonna put that over top. And then off camera, I just kind of smudged my lips together really good to blend that liner so it wasn't just a harsh line, and it gave like a gradient effect from the darker to the more bright red in the center. And that's what it looks like. And afterwards, I also off camera, I just sprayed my face with a setting spray by NYX to set the whole look, and that was it. So hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching. And now I'm just goofing off a little bit and hamming it up for the camera, rocking out a little bit. All right, love you guys. Ciao, Bellas.